Welcome to the first episode of the Dual Threat Podcast. My name is Justin, aka Jay Breezy, and this is my co-host.
What's going on, guys? It's Chris Ellis, your favorite comic, clown, etc. You all know it by now. So, we got a jam-packed show today, and why don't we just jump right into it with the
Yes,
clash in Paris?
yes, and I'm sorry, we don't have all the equipment right now. A lot of things going on in the sports world, so we wanted to get you guys an episode quickly. We will have the equipment shortly. We apologize for the inconvenience, but like Easy said, let's get on to Clash in Paris. So we just we just had come off going to SummerSlam, actually, me and Chris. Wonderful show, great seats, beautiful venue, amazing two-night event. Crazy stuff happened, the cash in, Lesnar returning, Cena's five-star match, all that crazy stuff. And it was actually Chris's first live event. So tell the
Yeah.
viewers, tell the viewers what you would rate it, what your thoughts were, and everything.
So, firstly, floor seats are a must-get, especially when you go to something like that. We were right by the stage. I found myself on TV. And not only that, I mean, this was a two night for an event that lived up to a two night for the first time ever. It lived up to the hype. It was so cool seeing the cash ins, Brock's return, Cena's last match in the New York, New Jersey area. I wish he won. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, that was probably one of the big ones. I think I'm lucky enough to even see happen because one of my favorites at the moment, but we're going to jump in a little more down the road. But it lived up to the hype. It lived up to the hype.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna predict the match card for Clash in Paris, predict who we think is gonna win, things of that nature, because it is coming up at the end of the month, August 31st, Sunday at 2 p.m. because it's gonna be in Paris, so the time zone is different. Instead of having it on a Saturday, you're gonna have it on a Sunday mid-afternoon, so you'll have something to do, something to watch. So let's get into it. Speaking of what we already know, the first match that we know that has been announced for a while now is Naomi, my goat in the girls division right now, the women's division. I think she's wonderful. I think her character changed from the whole Jade Cargill situation. Everyone thinking Liv Morgan beat them up, the Judgment Day beat them up, just for Naomi to return, and she's the one that ended up beating her up. Um, yeah, and I just think overall her character between her mic skills, her in-ring skills, the way she gets under the crowd's skin, everything, I think she's a wonderful character in the women's division right now. Versing Stephanie Voltaire, who's an up-and-comer, definitely going to be a women's world champion one day. She's very young, and she's coming from NXT. She won the Battle Royal at Evolution to earn this title shot, so it's been announced for a while. In my opinion, I think way too early to take the belt off of Naomi, coming off that great cash in, and then beating, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, two of the top tier superstars in the women's division, beating them in the first ever two-night SummerSlam to kick off night two. I think, WWE is going to capitalize, keep pushing Naomi to the roof. And I think they're just gonna keep developing her character, and I honestly can't see her losing it before WrestleMania. So my prediction is gonna be Naomi. So Chris, you could elaborate on the match. Who you think's gonna win?
All right. So you got Naomi, women's world title, Stephanie Voltaire, Battle Royal winner from Evolution. I'm going to agree with you. I think it is way too early for Naomi to lose the title belt. She just won the belt like two pay-per-views ago. I don't see her losing this. Voltaire, however, you got to put up a statement. You got to put up something that will win you fans, probably win you another shot. But I mean, this is the women's world championship. This is like one of the top two belts in the business in the women's division at the moment. Of course, Tiffy Stratton holds the other women's belt, women's championship. And I look at it as she better proceed with caution, Volker. I think Naomi's gonna retain. I think it's way too early for her to lose the belt. She won it, like I said, 2 pay-per-views ago. I don't, and she stepped her game up. And one thing I had to put out there from when we went to SummerSlam, it was actually her father. That was the one that did her whole guitar intro when she came out, which I felt was pretty cool to make it like a family affair intro. But I mean, we only see this probably once in our lives. So I got Naomi retaining against Voltaire, but I think it's going to be ending pretty close. It could end by interference. It could end some place, somewhat other way. I got
Yes,
Naomi retaining.
I think it's going to be a very sneaky win. I think like maybe Volcaire's not paying attention and Naomi rolls her up. I think it's going to be a razor close match with Volcaire having some offense, Naomi having some offense. I think it's going to be very back and forth. And I think WWE is going to do a good job making Volcaire look good. But before we move on to the next match, like, let me get a little Naomi impression.
Y'all better proceed with caution real quick before I come in and whoop your ass.
That's what, yeah, hell yeah. It's my girl. So yeah, so then the next match that is officially announced, my GOAT, John Cena. I'm a big John Cena guy. I actually went to WrestleMania too, so saw him win belt number 17. Um,
For that.
and yeah, and SummerSlam, wonderful match. Everything had everything, all the finishers, the on stage finisher right in front of our face, the weapons, the true street fight, and it was one of his best matches in his career. It was only he only has two 5-star matches. That was one of them, and everyone probably thought, oh yeah, Cena versus Brock, Clash in Paris, and then WWE does a
Not
freaking
surprised.
U-turn. Yeah, does a U-turn. And another guy that I have a lot of respect for that not a lot of people agree is Logan Paul. It's hard to be a YouTuber and come into an established business and be as good as Logan Paul has been. His on the mic skills are amazing. He gets under the crowd's skin. Everyone boos him. He's the true definition of a heel. And don't even get me started with his in the ring work. He's always high flyer, highlights, and this guy's only done it for like maybe a couple years now, or if that. He hasn't done it for a while, and he looks like a real veteran in the ring. And I think it's a great way to shine light on Logan Paul. Everyone's gonna boom out of the arena, which is what WWE wants as a heel. And it's a great way. Obviously, he's not going to win. Cena's definitely going to win. Or I could see a DQ maybe. I could see him maybe using a weapon, maybe someone interfering, but there's no way that Logan Paul is beating Cena. But I like that WWE's going in this direction because it's going to really showcase Logan Paul's skills. He has already main evented with Roman Reigns. He has a win over AJ Styles at WrestleMania. He's an entertaining superstar, and honestly, I could see Cena versus Lesnar maybe a crown jewel. I could see that down the road. But for now, I got Cena beating Logan Paul, whether it's by DQ or just a clean win.
Oh man, John Cena's last trip in Paris. I mean, oh man, it's like the time is just flying so fast that John Cena, it's already August and he only has 4 months left. But
Uh,
John Cena, Logan Paul, I wanted to ask you so. Do you think there's going to be a stipulation in this match? Do you think it's going to be a no DQ match? I personally, I don't know, I think the way Logan Paul plays, he could mind game his Cena into a possible stipulation,
what I
but
think though
I
is
got Cena winning.
I don't think there's going to be a stipulation because the way Logan Paul fights, he's a very sneaky fighter. So I feel like someone's going to distract the referee and then he's going to, whether pull out brass knuckles, get a friend from the crowd, get a prime bottle, something in that nature. So I think it's not going to be any stipulations. I think it's going to be a one-on-one match. And keep in mind, they were tag team partners not too long ago when Cena was a heel. Cena has a lot of respect for Logan Paul. Cena likes the work that Logan Paul does in the ring. So it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be an underrated match. Not a lot of people are going to be looking forward to it, but I think it's going to do good. So those are the two matches announced. So now I'm thinking there's going to be 5 matches on the card. So I'm going to just shoot out some ideas. I'm not a big fan of the tag team division, but I do believe that we could maybe get the Americanos versus LWO. Not a big fan of that tag team division. I think it's been pretty bland. I really would like to see, someone really step up and make it interesting, but I can see that match happening. I know Chris isn't that big into the tag team division either. I think it's very,
No, not really. I mean,
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, is there anyone good in that tag division that I could see like holding on for a while?
No, I think this is
I
going to
don't
be,
think so.
it's going to
There's
be a
not a big
match.
superstar that I like a big name.
Yeah, it's just going to be a regular match. So I could see that happening. We're not going to spend too much time on it. LWO's winning if that match does happen. What do you think, Chris?
I'm gonna go with the LWO, but I feel like the Americanos could sneak some of that metal into their masks because it's been a common theme with those Americanos. They put like this like a piece of metal like
Yeah,
in their masks. I feel like that could play a role into
I just feel like
possible DQ.
The Americanos have too many wins over them. At WrestleMania, El Grande Americano won, and I feel like eventually the LWO has to get the upper hand. And I feel like this is the match where they're finally going to say, "All right, we beat them." Um. So moving on. Oh wait, you have something to say?
I think I'm gonna start with the first mock prediction of the
Okay.
Clash in Paris. And I'm going to run around with Roman Reigns on this one. I don't think it's going to be in the World Heavyweight title match, but I don't think it's going to be against Braun Breaker either. I think I'm going to think a little outside of the box. I'm going to go with Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed in the Clash in Paris with Paul Heyman ringside for Bronson. I think I think Roman and Seth, it's going to be a bigger event considering how big the rivalry has gone. I feel like we just seen Roman and Breaker at SummerSlam in that tag match. I think Roman should get his match with Bronson Reed for starters. And did we like forget this man stole like 2 pairs of his Jordans? That's gotta be a little person. I think we're gonna have the tribal chief battle the tribal thief in the Clash in Paris. I think Roman and Bronson is gonna be on the match card.
Hey, I like that. I like that prediction. I honestly think it's a little too early, but I think Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker is going to be a WrestleMania match. I think it's going to be like sort of the the old generation versus the newer generation. Roman Reigns, his prime, was that title reign, and now he's sort of getting to the Hollywood stage. He's filming movies and things like that. He's taking a lot of time off. He's turning into that part timer. And Braun Breaker now is the up and comer, the young guy, the hungry guy who's there every week. So I could see that being a older generation versus a newer generation match at WrestleMania. In terms of Clash in Paris, I totally agree. The whole thing with the sneakers, I think plays a huge role. Roman Reigns, top 2 favorite wrestlers of all time for me. Um, and yeah, I could totally see that match happening if this match doesn't happen. By the way, Roman Reigns is winning that. Braun Breaker is not losing.
So
Yeah, whether it's a DQ, whether Braun Breaker comes out and spears Roman and it's a DQ win, or Roman Reigns not losing to Bronson Reed at all.
And they did face each other at War Games last year, which I think gives Roman another upper hand, even though it was a 5-on-5.
Yes, I agree. So, um, however, now I'm gonna go with the next prediction. I think, my opinion, one of the two major belts for the men's division is going to be defended. I don't think both champions are going to fight on the card. Um, if Seth Rollins fights on the card, I think it's going to be a triple threat match: Seth versus CM Punk versus LA Knight, and maybe if WWE wants to get crazy, a fatal four way to Roman Reigns. But let's just stick with the triple threat. I think LA Knight deserves this push. You know, he's been a fan favorite for a while now. The crowd loves him. Similar to Jey Uso, you know, the crowd loves Jey Uso, and he got that title push. I think LA Knight deserves it. The crowd loves him, and he deserves that main event spot. Um, you know, CM Punk, what happened at WrestleMania, Seth Rollins screwed him over. What happened even at Elimination Chamber, Seth Rollins screwed him over. He stomped him, and then Cena put the submission on him. So I think that's a long going feud. I think that could potentially be a WrestleMania match as well. Um, so I could see if the heavyweight title is defended at Clash in Paris, I could see that being the match, triple threat. And I'm going to go with Seth Rollins retaining, similar to the Naomi situation, way too early to take the belt off of him. He's the top dog in the company right now, let's be honest. You know, he has the best faction with the Paul Heyman, Bronson
Power
Reed.
in Raw.
Yeah, he's the stud right now in WWE, coming off that insane cash in at SummerSlam, one of the best cash ins of all time, maybe beating his previous one. Um, and I just can't see them taking the belt off of him. So I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins. Triple threats, you know, there's no rules, so that even plays into Seth Rollins' favor. Anyone could interfere. So I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins retaining.
I'm surprised you even said it might be put the cash in better than WrestleMania. That's a big one because that was the first time it ever happened at WrestleMania was the cashing of the Money in the Bank. But I mean, this one lives up to it too. But I also think, yeah, it's going to be a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight title. I personally think it's going to run in Rollins' favor. It's going to be Rollins, Punk, and Knight. Because I don't see, I think Roman and Bronson Reed is going to be the thing. I'm always in favor of the triple threats and the fatal four ways because I feel like you're seeing more one-on-one action and anything can happen. I mean, Rollins could hit someone with a steel chair. Maybe CM Punk goes to the hospital that night. Um, but I, but I think if anything, going back to the faction part, Adam Pearce might need to take some notes on how to handle a strong faction from Nick Aldis. Because Aldis dealt with the bloodline for 4 years with that historic reign. Adam Pearce might need to take some notes from Aldis on how to maybe find a way for Seth to lose that title because remember, Aldis can throw Roman in a fatal four way without him even like wanting to do it. I think Pearce should do the same thing with Rollins. But I got triple threat for the title. I got Rollins retaining because he just got the belt. But I don't think him and Punk are going to go away any longer. I mean, the two of them just hate each other. I mean, it's just personal between the two of them.
All right, real quick before we move on, let me get an LA Knight impersonation. Let's go.
That was, yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, so now the second match. Like I said, I think only one of the men's belts is getting defended. And the second match, the top two, you know, maybe the Intercontinental, maybe the US, but I'm talking about the top two. I think only one of them is going to get defended. And the next match, I love. You got Cody Rhodes. You got Cody Rhodes, the champion. Yeah, he beat Cena. He's the future babyface. He got the torch passed to him. You know, that was the prime passing of the torch. Wonderful match. He saluted him. No heel turn. Great pass of the torch match. And now we got him facing the king of the clashes. Whenever you see a pay-per-view that has Clash in it, you think of this man. And he deserves it. He deserves it. Drew McIntyre deserves this. He deserves this main event. He puts the work in. Yeah, he's a bad guy, but WWE needs bad guys. You know what I'm saying?
Very good. He just gets screwed all the time.
Yeah. And, you know, Drew McIntyre deserves it. He's the king of the clashes. And honestly, if it was up to me, I would put the freaking belt on him. I would be bold. I would be bold if I was Triple H and put the belt on him because no one would expect it. And the best thing about wrestling is it's unpredictable. However, that's not my prediction. That's what I would do if I was Triple H. There's no chance in hell that Cody Rhodes is losing in Clash in Paris. Zero.
He just got the belt as well. It's
Yeah.
another one of those I just got the belt matches. We need him in a pay-per-view.
There is
I
zero
mean,
chance he loses. However, I want Drew McIntyre to win. I'm going to cheer. And you want to know another thing to think about?
there's
Eventually,
babies all over the world too.
eventually, Cody Rhodes has to go film Street Fighter. He's gonna need some time off. You got to think about it. Don't be surprised if someone you don't expect beats Cody Rhodes. Don't be surprised.
You just don't know the who yet.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go if the WWE belt is defended at Clash in Paris, it's gonna be Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Well deserved for McIntyre. Cody Rhodes retaining.
I think that's
And
gonna be the main event too. Because
I,
that's Drew McIntyre, it's Cody, it's the WWE title match. That's face of the industry on the line.
and I'm gonna need you to do a Cody Rhodes intro right now. Let's go.
Catalan, MSL is Minute Maid Fruit Punch Cody Rhodes. Whoa!
Yo, you didn't do the arms. The whoa, you didn't do.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, just the ticks of the Minute Maid TikTok got me like singing that song now with the Minute Maid
yeah, I know.
instead.
I saw that. I mean, you
No,
agree? You agree with my prediction though? Because then we can just
yeah,
move on.
yeah, you just
Yeah,
got it up. But I got one more before we move on to the next one. Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, Women's Intercontinental title. I think
you.
this is going to be the most personal one yet. They're bringing up exes, they're bringing up wives and husbands. It's like Family Feud, but it's like I hated Family Feud. It's not like the game show where, people be fighting each other over money. This is like personal between these two. I mean, you got the Hall of Famer, you got the man married to Mr. Money, Mr. World Heavyweight title himself. I mean, she also said in the promo that her and Seth are the greatest married wrestling couple of all time. I mean, that could be debatable. I don't know any other couple that has two titles at the moment. But I think there's going to be more. And I think because it's Becky and Nikki and how personal it is, I'm going to throw a stipulation in. I'm going to say if these two continue to make it personal, I got them in a no holds barred match. If they're just going to beat the shit out of each other for the whole match, you're going to need something deadly and dangerous in Paris. And Becky Lynch is coming off a no DQ match win for her title. And she was not playing around. I got Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, no holds barred match. I'm taking Becky Lynch to retain.
Yeah, so I agree with the result. Becky Lynch isn't losing to Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella's time is up. I think she's just there as a crowd attraction. One of the best women's promos I've ever seen was that Nikki Bella Becky Lynch. And what I love about this Becky Lynch heel turn is she doesn't give a fuck. She's just
She
like Seth
brought
Rollins.
up her ex-boyfriend.
She's just
I
like
was
Seth
like,
Rollins. She doesn't give a fuck. One of the best punchlines I've ever seen in the WWE, period.
it was in Brooklyn too, so New Yorkers are gonna go crazy over that.
It was crazy. And Becky Lynch, wonderful match at SummerSlam. Wonderful. And she's definitely retaining. She's a prime staple in this women's division as well. She's a future Hall of Famer. So I think it's Hall of Famer versus future Hall of Famer. Future Hall of Famer's going to win. Last but not least, before we move on, last match that I think is going to go down is a actual rematch between Dom Mysterio versus AJ Styles in Clash in Paris. Originally, I thought when Brock Lesnar wasn't going to be there that AJ Styles versus Cena would rekindle that feud. Would have been wonderful in Paris. They love AJ Styles over there. But I think it's going to be a
He's an
rematch.
international favorite too.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a rematch. Considering how lackluster their match was at SummerSlam, it really wasn't good. And I think they're going to really try and bring that back because that match has so much more that it could be capable of. But
I was
I,
surprised at how short it was. I thought it was gonna be a little longer when we saw it,
very
but
short, very boring, no interferences, no Judgment Day
I
turn,
thought and
nothing.
I thought Dom was gonna lose that title because it happens every time.
And that's what's happening on August 31st. AJ Styles beats
Oh,
Dom Mysterio in front of Paris, and everyone's gonna go crazy. And he's finally gonna get that win he deserves. He loses to Dom Mysterio at SummerSlam, loses to Logan Paul at WrestleMania. He's getting embarrassed left and right. He announced that SummerSlam might have been his last SummerSlam. He needs a
True.
win. He needs a win, and he's going to beat Dom Mysterio in Paris, where the fans love him. Period.
Do you
AJ
think the
style.
Judgment Day?
Perfect.
Do you think Judgment Day turns on Dom if he loses? If he loses in Paris, you think
Yeah, I think it's going to be after the match, though. I do
they're gonna
not think.
flip? Finn's gonna get rid of Dom,
I
and
think it's
then
going to be
Dom's gonna be
after the match.
like his deadbeat dad Ray, as he called him.
I think it's going to be after the match. I can't see
Yeah,
it.
yeah, of course after the
Yeah,
match.
but yeah, I think Judgment Day eventually, and I think eventually they're going to turn Dom Mysterio babyface because the crowd loves him. He
Ooh,
had a huge, one of the best ovations in WrestleMania I've ever seen. And I saw it live. It was amazing when they were saying "Dirty, Dirty Dom." Let me get an impersonation. Dirty, Dirty
dirty
Dom.
no,
It was amazing.
dirty,
He actually
dirty.
ran back and forth.
Chill, Romans.
It was
Romans is the
wonderful.
best one. I can't do it. I feel like the only one I could actually really do is Romans because that one's just like fan favorite.
Yeah, no, it is
Made
dope.
Paul Heyman go out of character. I mean, come on.
But yeah, so those are the match card predictions as well as who we think is going to win the match. I think it's going to be a great pay-per-view, but coming off a historic pay-per-view in
Yeah,
SummerSlam, and
that's the hype.
I love how they're giving it a couple weeks to develop the stories and promos and stuff like that. It's not just one after the other. I can't wait for it. I'm excited. So that is our first segment, Clash in Paris. You have anything else to add, Chris?
I'm good on that, actually. We can move forward.
Yes, wonderful. So now moving on to the next topic. We're going to talk about, you know what? I'm in the mood to talk about this team, this pathetic franchise. Okay? And be my inner Frank the Tank right now when
Oh,
I'm talking
God.
about this freaking franchise. You right?
Hmm.
Talk about when I was younger, being raised a Mets fan to the point where I was a little kid and my dad said to me one day, "Yo, the Mets scored 15 runs," and I had to ask, "Did they win?"
That's
Because
how you
that's a
became a fan?
no, no, no. That's just the type of franchise that I know this franchise is. That we could score 15 runs and I still do not know if we won or not. 'Cause that's the type of franchise that this franchise is. They have never won anything since I've been a fan. They made the World Series and lost pathetically in a World Series that they should have won
I
against
thought
the
they would
Royals.
too.
It was ridiculous. They had no closer. Familia sucked. Okay? And every time that the Mets give me hope, whether it's Cespedes, Daniel Murphy, Jason Bay, it always bites me in the ass, okay? And it's fucking terrible and I'm sick of it. Last year was one of the best seasons of the New York Mets I've ever seen. They had
Cinderella
fun.
slipper too.
They had fun. They enjoyed it. They had chemistry. They loved it. Everyone loved the team. And you want to know what the Mets did? You want to know what David Stearns did? And everyone loves praising. Oh, David Stearns.
It's like
Oh,
watching the commissioner.
he's like, oh, he's a magician. Oh, well. David Stearns didn't sign Sevy. A guy that loved to be on the Mets, a clubhouse guy, no, didn't sign him. Signed Frankie Bum-ass Montas instead, gets hurt the beginning of the season, then comes to pitch and sucks. Sucks. Frankie
Oh,
Montas
yeah.
sucks.
Oh,
All right,
100%.
wait. Let me just rant, and then you can rant after, because
Go
I'm
ahead.
I'm I'm going to hear. All right.
They crash out
Besides Frankie
Monty.
Montas sucks. Okay? Gets rid of the prime example of why we were such a fun team in Jose Iglesias. He was begging, yo, Matt, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. And no one offered him a contract. Keep in mind, we do have a lot of infielders. I understand. But then they signed Nick Madrigal, who gets hurt for the year. Why sign him if you're not going to sign Iglesias? It makes no sense, okay? But we got Juan Soto. So you know what? I'm coming into the year. Juan Soto, Lindor, the whole Pete Alonso freaking hold out and eventually he signs. Ridiculous. But okay, I'm coming into the year. High expectations. We
Oh, of course.
start off really good. But you want to know something? Our offense was never that good. We never hit it with runners in scoring position. Like it was a lackluster offense. Soto started off slow, but our pitching picked us up. We were one of the best pitching staffs in baseball, bullpen and starters. Eventually, the arms got tired and now we suck. At the deadline, we didn't get a starting pitcher when our pitchers can't go 5 innings. We have one pitcher that could go 5 innings, and that's David Peterson. Everyone else can't do it. We get three bullpen guys. I get it. Props. Where's the starter that we needed? Who's starting in the postseason? Which we're not going to make, by the way. Hot take. We're not making the postseason. The team is dead. Lindor looks dead. Soto is smiling when his team blows 5-0 leads yesterday. Alonso dead. Nimmo dead. Dead. We're dead. We have no energy. We have none of that stuff that we had last year. We have this year. And you want to know something? We're done. We're done. We have one of the toughest schedules in baseball in September. The Reds are red hot. We have no pitching. We have no heart. The heart is gone. We're not winning. And we continue to find ways to blow the game. Prime example of New York Mets baseball. They get your hopes up just to suck. And our and last thing I'm going to say, and then you could go. David Stearns, right? Well, I have two more things. David Stearns has Acuna, Vientos, Beatty, Mauricio, and Jet Williams, who all play the same positions. Why are they still here? Trade them. Trade them. You're running out of value with them. They can't all play at the same time. Trade one of them. But no, he shoves his foot up his ass. Okay? And we're done. And if the Mets don't fucking make a drastic move once they miss this postseason, whether it's fire Mendoza, fire the hitting coach who sucks, fire the pitching coach who all of a sudden sucks, we have no fucking heart, and Soto made the wrong decision. If this team doesn't step up and if Steve Cohen doesn't fucking grab his balls and say, I'm putting my foot down, win a fucking baseball game.
No, no, now one. Okay. I mean, I think our division hopes are up in the air. Ain't no
Done.
way.
No, 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 no. They're done.
You think they're done?
Done. We're not
Okay.
beating them. We're not catching the Phillies. The only chance is the wild card, which we're not. We have the one of the
Who's
toughest
even playing the
schedules in
wild card
September.
round? Who's playing the wild card? Are we going somewhere? Are they coming to us? Then no, we
Bro,
can't.
we have no. Bro, the Reds are only like 2 games back. We're gonna miss the
Oh
playoffs,
boy.
Chris. We're gonna miss the freaking
That's,
playoffs. We have one of the toughest schedules in baseball in
we got
September.
Seattle. We got
We
San
have a worse
Diego.
record. We have a worse record since June than the Rockies and White Sox.
Yeah, that's actually embarrassing.
We
Especially the Rockies
suck.
when they're about to lose 100 games. The White Sox came in. The only thing good with the White Sox was that the Pope came out, and then you got the Mets who look like they hit the self destruct button because all they do is they find new ways to float and lose. I mean, the sweep in Milwaukee hurt them. All the games they were up in blue, that hurt them.
Killed
Juan
him.
Soto looks like he doesn't even care.
He doesn't.
We all
He's
thought the
rigged.
young guys were going to get traded. That didn't happen. I don't know if it was overpay. I don't know if it was, oh, I don't want to go there. You know, Mark Vientos' name to Chicago floated around. I mean, Vientos wasn't a bad postseason player, but he can't do it now. We're screwed. You got to also look at the fact that, yes, the Reds are catching up. Then you got the Padres. You know, Padres threw the whole mortgage system at the deadline. And look what happened. They got players, but they dealt away a top name. Then you got the fact that it's New York baseball. We all have our high hopes. Oh, we're going to go to the World Series. We're going to win it all. We're going to break the drought. And it just plummets. It's like the Mets are a prime definition of a stock market. The stocks go up, everything's good, and then something just has to crash down. They're like a stock market. And knowing how we watch it on TV, it never ends nice. It ends either with theater, it ends with opera, it ends with irony, It's like going to a Broadway show and watching the biggest drama that's out there right now. It's like a disaster. Steve
Yes.
Cohen could have more money than God, and we still won't finally make the postseason.
You want to
But
know
I
what it
think it's not
is?
going to. I think it's going to fall back on everybody.
Let me
Cohen's
tell you
not
what
going to
it
like this.
is. Let me tell you what it is.
What is it?
You could have prime Barry Bonds, right? Join the Mets, and he would suck. You want to know why? This is on his uniform. It's a curse. Putting on the Mets uniform is a curse that only a select few could succeed. What the fuck happened to Lindor? Not only can he can't hit, he can't field, bro. He can't field anymore. What happened? What the fuck happened to Jeff McNeil, batting champion? Now he can't hit.
Pete Alonso, home run king. He can't hit a bomb anymore. He spends
Bro,
more time eating Dunkin' Donuts than he does on the baseball field.
Nimmo, he's hot and cold. Everyone gets cold at the same time, and then the team forgets how to hit. No one's a clutch hitter. We have all these young guys that can't hit. Alvarez was supposed to be a top prospect, had one good season. Same with Vientos, one good season. Beatty has never had a good season. Acuna can't hit the ball. Like it's like we're just a curse. And this is the last thing, and then we can move on.
Yeah, we got less than a
Pros
minute.
Prospects are suspects until proven otherwise. Get rid of your prospects. Get rid of the prospects. Get proven talent because they suck.
I never, this man comparing the Mets to a prison cell. We're just on the Rikers Island after this?
Yeah, might as well, bro. It's such a joke. You
Just
know
put
what?
it in
I'm
Rikers
done.
at this point.
I'm
That'd be
done,
funny.
man. Fuck this logo. I'm done with this team, man.
All right. All right. That's going to be it for part one.
All right.
Go.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for that little rage. I had to change my shirt because I'm done.
Crash
I'm
out
done.
session had to come on back from your host himself, Jay Breezy
I'm
over here,
done.
but it was
I'm done with the
mandatory at all
fucking.
costs.
I'm with the fucking. I'm done with them. I'm
All
not
right.
watching them again.
All right. You had enough of the Mets. Let's move on now to some football preseason NFL week number one.
Well, preseason week number one. Um, so we're gonna do a little winners losers. I'm gonna say my winners. You're gonna say your winners, and elaborate a little bit. So I'm gonna start off first with my Pittsburgh Steelers, baby. I'm a Steelers fan. Jaguars started their starters. They were trying hard. Travis Hunter's first game, boom, we whooped them. We start off freaking hot playing defense against the starters for the Jaguars with our third stringers. Peyton Wilson, big winner. He's him. Middle linebacker from NC State,
Yeah.
he's him. Peyton Wilson's him. Moving on, Skylar Thompson. Give that man a job, man. You saw his stats? He put up numbers. Third
Cooking.
string QB for the Steelers. Give him some respect. Mason Rudolph looking wonderful. Roman Wilson looking wonderful. Can't wait to see him play finally this year. Scotty Miller looking wonderful. The whole
Scotty
team was
Miller.
clicking. The
I
whole
remember that
team
name.
was clicking. The whole team was clicking. We looked great. One negative though from that game. Caleb. Oh well, I'll go. That's for the losers. I'll wait for the losers. Second winner, the New York Giants. Every
Oh yeah. It couldn't be without your host being a New York Giants fan now.
I'm gonna give their props.
Our boys were cooking on
Every single QB led a scoring drive. That's very impressive. You had three QBs in, I think. No, four. You had
four, and
four
they all
QBs
played
play.
very well.
Everyone led a scoring drive. Dart looked good. We'll get more into that later. Russell Wilson looked like Russell Wilson though. He's mid.
I think
He
he
looked
got
a little
hungover from
mid.
SummerSlam last week.
He might have. We saw him there,
He
but
was there. He was there. He was
he
there
looked
ringside.
he looked a little mid. I'm not gonna lie. He looked a little mid. Jameis looked really mid. I don't know if you were watching, but he looked really mid. And
He put up 7-Eleven numbers. Take him to the thrift shop, as I would say.
Tommy Cutlets looked good. He led some
How we
scoring drives.
doing though
Let
with
me see.
with
Let
the
me see the
touchdown?
Italian. Let me see the
I mean, how
Italian.
we doing with
No, let me
Tommy
see. Oh, let me see the
DeVito?
Italian.
How
The
we doing?
Italian.
How we doing? We
All
got
right.
Tommy DeVito.
All
He's
right.
going to cook. But
I
The
got a couple
biggest
others.
one of them all.
Wait, I got a
Jackson.
couple. Wait, we'll talk about that later because I got to finish my winners.
Go ahead.
Tyler Warren, the tight end for the Colts, looked like a beast. They drafted him high out of Penn State. He was beat, right? He went to Penn State, right?
Who? Yeah.
Tyler, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was
He
on the
looked,
team.
he looked like a beast, bro. He looked like he's really gonna take that next level. Henderson, the running back for the Patriots, ran 100-yard kick return out of Ohio State, looking like a stud. Trey Lance looking like he could play football again. Thought he was
Depends if
one
he
of
lasts.
thought he was one of the biggest busts of all time. He could play football again. And then yeah, so I'm
I
trying to
think
think.
I got me another winner.
Oh,
What about the New York Jets, though? But I'm not focusing
yes.
on the quarterbacks. The running game. Donovan Edwards. Don't sleep on that man. That man was responsible for pissing off Buckeye fans for 3 years.
Well, also Justin Fields led a great drive. He finished it off with a
Yeah,
rush and touchdown. And the backup QB to keep in mind, to keep in watch, Adrian Martinez looked really, really good in that preseason game.
solid,
And he looked
solid.
really good. I remember watching him in college. He looked really good though. And I'm trying to think any other
I
winners.
think Donovan Edwards from Michigan. That's a big sleeper one. I mean, that man was. I mean, he played. He had 9 carries. He led all running backs, 42 rush yards. Not a lot, but he still.
I
That
got
man was.
one.
That man was
Yeah, no,
moving
he
the
was a
chains.
problem. He was the cover of NCAA football. I remember.
And not many people remember this. He had a big game against Ohio State in 2022 in the horseshoe. He had two big runs at the end of the game that put Michigan in the playoff.
Yeah,
He
no,
was
I
running back
remember
one with
that.
JJ McCarthy.
Yo, they relied on him heavy. He was a workhorse.
And he was a Jim Harbaugh guy too. Jim Harbaugh knows how to use running backs.
And I got
He
one
never
last
gets
winner.
caught.
I got one last winner for me, and then you could say your winners. Um, Cam freaking Little, 70-yard field goal against my Steelers would have broke a record. Looked about good from 80 yards. Get this guy on fantasy, man. Draft this guy on fantasy. What are you guys doing? Get this guy on fantasy 70 yards, no problem. In a real life NFL game, yeah, it doesn't count, but it's a real game. There's a center, there's a defensive line, 70 yards. Get this guy in fantasy, man. Those are my winners. Easy. You got any other winners to add?
Um, I mean, I have the New York Giants. I have the New York Jets. I know those two guys were cooking up very good numbers. What about the Tampa? What about Shiloh Sanders though in Tampa, putting up some solid
Kyle,
statistics?
Kyle Trask out of Florida, baby. What you think, man? You think Florida's playing any games? You got Kyle Trask out there. Great, great backup QB.
Great backup. You got Owen Wright though, 87 yards rushing on 18 carries, one touchdown.
Who? Who?
He's like, who the hell are you talking
Who the
about?
hell, bro? That ain't
First of
Bucky
many, who
Irving.
the hell's to
That ain't
come on this
yo.
show?
Wait, real quick. The running back Miller for the Giants looked insane. I forgot his first name, but I remember watching. I was like, "Who is this guy?" Keep him on your radar because Miller on the Giants looked really, really good. Running, catching, looked explosive. Carried Tommy Cutlets on a couple
Dante
drives.
Miller.
Yes, carried Tommy Cullits on some drives with his catches, his screen game. He looked phenomenal.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Anyone
Um,
else?
I mean, I mean, like I said, it's only week one. We're just getting started. I know some of these rookies are probably getting used to these snaps, but I say we move on to the losers now.
All right, losers. I got a couple, and then you could just add from
Hmm.
me. Number one, and this guy was freaking highly talked about as a QB out of college. Had one of the best arm strengths ever. He could throw the ball however far. Joe Milton on the Dallas Poop Boys. All right.
Dallas Poop Boys.
He looked
We'll call them the
garbage.
Cowgirls.
He looked garbage, bro. He looked really bad, and he was a highly scouted prospect, highly talented, good in college. His decision making was never that good, but he had one of the best arm strengths I've ever seen. He could throw the ball as far as you asked him to, but looked terrible. Second, Hendon Hooker, another QB with some promise for the Lions. Garbage. Couldn't even complete a pass. Like the guy was garbage. What is he doing,
He's not
man?
gonna last long. He's not
Bro,
gonna last long.
get this guy off the roster. We got people like Skylar Thompson cooking, and we got Hendon Hooker sucking. Get him off the freaking roster. Get him on a corner. Hooker, get him on a corner, baby.
He sounds like your typical guy. He's like, oh yeah, I can get you a hooker.
Get him on the corner, man.
Send him
That's
to
what
the
he should
strip
be
club.
working.
He'll get you some hookers.
Another one. And this actually, this is a winner and a loser, right? The loser is Anthony Richardson gets hurt, but looked pretty
Oh, that's a
bad.
mistake. I think the fact that they played him in the first place was a mistake. You
Well,
don't jump the gun on a starting quarterback that you're going to rely heavily on in week one. I
he got
mean, we're
hurt.
going to have Daniel Jones getting a second chance
He got hurt,
at
and
this
he
point.
did come back to practice the next day, but he looked very uncomfortable with the Baltimore Ravens pressure, and he has shown signs in the NFL, but he doesn't look like he's it. You know, he jumped draft boards based on his combine and stuff like that. He wasn't that good in college. He's another Florida product.
No,
But he's looking like that might have been a reach drafting him as high as people did.
I. But here's one I think. This one might surprise. I got the Saints. What about Tyler Shaw from Louisville, second round pick? This might be your starting quarterback come week one for the New Orleans Saints. Throwing interception, 165 yards, 68% of his passes is not
He
that
got
high.
drafted. He got drafted way too early. He's old. If you look at his age, he's old. He
Yeah,
looked
he's
bad in the
25.
he looked bad in the combine. Like I don't know what
And
I
you
don't know
know
what they're
what?
thinking.
Don't be surprised if the New Orleans Saints are picking first overall next April.
I
Because
would not.
I don't see this guy lasting long in New Orleans. I just think the
Arch
Saints have
Manning
a
will take him.
quarterback problem that's gonna probably kill them down the road.
Arch Manning's gonna
Because
be partying in Louisiana,
I mean,
baby.
and hey, the grandfather played in New Orleans.
Yeah, bro, he's gonna
The
be
family
partying in
legacy.
Louisiana.
I mean, New Orleans is a great city, but they haven't had that quarterback since Drew Brees. Like that long term solution. Because remember, Drew Brees was New Orleans for over 20 years. That's hard to replace. You know, Denver, it was Peyton Manning for 4 years until they finally figured it out with Bo Nix. You know, you look at New Orleans as like, you got big shoes to fill. You're replacing I mean, because I feel like every other person after Drew Brees has sucked at this point. But I don't think Tyler Shaw is going to last. And don't be surprised if the Saints are picking first overall in April looking at Arch Manning's name. I'm positive that the Saints, I think, could be the number one team picking first in April.
I
I just
agree.
think
I can see
quarterback
that.
issue is just going to be a big deal.
So I got another loser though.
So,
Kills me to say because he's on my team.
on
The
your team. Oh,
Pittsburgh Steelers. Running back Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, man. He averaged like 2.5 yards a carry, if that. He looked brutal. It looked brutal. But yeah, it's only week one. It's only preseason week one. But we're relying on him heavy. We didn't sign Najee Harris. We drafted him. He's got to be that Najee Harris. And he didn't show it on Saturday. He didn't show it. It was whack.
yeah.
Didn't show it. Pissed me off. Panthers, what the
Mm,
hell are you doing getting blown out? Let's talk about the Panthers getting blown out.
it's nothing new. It's nothing new.
Come on,
They're
man.
embarrassing. They're nothing new. They
Getting
can't.
blown out. The
At this
Panthers
point, you
defense.
might as well sell a ticket for $1. That's how bad they are. You're not making money off Carolina.
You got any other
And
losers?
probably, I got my last loser. I got a 2-for-1.
Oh, I'm
The
excited.
Raiders and the Seahawks. Not only did the game end in a tie, but they both played terrible.
You got Pete Carroll thinking, yeah, we're coming into this game hot.
Both of them playing terrible. And
He
the
is
game
like,
ended in a tie. You know, there's no ties in football. Ending
wait,
in a
wait,
tie.
wait. What was that QB's name that came in for the Raiders though at the end?
Aiden O'Connell,
No, 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 no. At the end,
Cam Miller,
I got a freaking huge hot take about Cam Miller right now. You ready?
and then you got Geno Smith who was making his
Nah,
return as well.
fuck Geno Smith. He ass. But
Go
yo, you ready for this? You ready for
ahead,
this?
go ahead, go ahead.
Cam Miller is the future Tom Brady.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You just said future Tom Brady?
Yo, read his stats.
Wait. Repeat that line again. I didn't hear that crystal clear.
Cam Miller is the future Tom Brady. He is him. They were getting blown out. He comes in the game and leads that comeback. Yeah, they only tied, but keep his name on the radar. I'm not saying he's going to win 7 Super Bowls, 6 Super Bowls. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's going to be a starting QB in the NFL when no one expected it. And he's going to be talented in the
That is
NFL.
a, oh my God. The fact you're putting Cam Miller in the same spot as Tom Brady just because he was a 6 round draft pick? He has to
Cam
win the
Miller's
starting
him.
job first. You got to
Cam
run
Miller's
Geno
him.
out of
No,
town.
not right. Not right away. Brady wasn't the starter right away. He's got to
Well, he
work.
sat a season out and then he won a ring right after.
He's got to work, and he's gonna work. And he's got Genty, and they're gonna be the duo for centuries.
I mean, as long as
Cam
Geno
Miller,
Smith doesn't get beat up by a
Boogie,
teammate in practice.
Dual Threat Podcast called it. Cam Miller, book it.
I mean, as long as Geno Smith doesn't have a broken jaw in practice and Aiden O'Connell isn't a bona fide scrub,
Aiden
or
O'Connell
is a bona
is
fide scrub, I meant to say.
cheese. The guy should be
Yeah, two
freaking packing my
picks.
groceries. Pack my groceries, O'Connell. Look at him.
That's
Look at him. Look at a picture of him. Look at him. He's gross.
yeah, that man doesn't. He don't need to be in Las Vegas. He needs to be like in Cleveland or something like
It's
that.
for packing the freaking the dungeon, bro.
I mean, I wouldn't say anything about Jalen Milrow though. Milrow was okay, but he wasn't like it was mostly a Drew Lock type of game. Milrow, 60%, 61 yards. That's okay. I mean, he didn't really do much. Can't
Running
really.
back. Running back. That's what he is. He's a freaking running back. Guy can't throw.
Yeah,
He,
Jalen Miller. I don't know how he even got drafted because even I remember
Milrow
you and me
lost.
even
My
lost to
boy, he lost
Michigan.
the backups, bro. The whole team was sitting out, and they
Yeah,
lost to him in the bowl. He's trash. I'm
yeah,
talking about the
no,
bowl game. The bowl
that
game,
loss
he
was
was
so bad it made Michigan look like the future is now for them. Like you lost to Sharon Moore and that didn't look good, especially with
biggest
Michigan.
loser. I don't care. The biggest loser is Pete Carroll. He was talking crazy, saying, "Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait." Just a freaking
Can't wait.
tie to tie.
Wait till he plays Jim Harbaugh in the regular season twice a year. Those two don't like each other.
And
That's
one of
gonna be a
them. Oh, I
sleeper
totally forgot this.
game.
Last loser. Last loser. Sorry, totally
Go
forgot.
ahead. No, go
Quinn
ahead.
Ewers. Quinn Ewers should have been cut. Guy's cheeks. Teddy Cushy way better. Quinn Ewers should have been cut.
Wait, who'd you say?
Bro, Plez's boy, my boy Teddy Cushy. My boy got cut by the Dolphins, and they got freaking Quinn Ewers on the team.
Oh, you're gonna love that one.
Quinn Ewers,
Someone tell our editing team to put that one in the posts. That
Quinn
one's gonna get
freaking
that one's gonna
Ewers.
go viral.
The guy was trash at Texas to end his career. Terrible.
Yeah,
Lost to Georgia with a backup QB, and now Quinn Ewers looking like that in the preseason.
I mean, Miami's where all QBs go to die, and I think in
Felt it.
my and you know what? If he's starting up a game, it's because Tua Tagovailoa is gonna be brain dead.
Ellie
Remember,
Gordon.
if he gets one head injury, you're looking at him as possibly the backup quarterback.
But it
I
don't matter
mean,
because remember the name Ollie Gordon for the Dolphins. He's a stud running back out of Oklahoma State. Had a down year last year, but he's a stud, and he's going to be him. He had a great game. He's going to be him. But done with the winners and losers.
yeah, I think it's time to move
Dolphins,
on.
But are the Dolphins are poverty, right? The poverty.
I mean, if Tua averages like one head injury a season, the
You
coach
got
is on the
Tyreek
hot
Hill,
seat. Tyreek Hill
Tyreek
wanted
Hill
out.
getting arrested right before a game.
I mean, he also wanted a trade to start the year. Not many
Wait,
people remember that.
let me see a little waddle. Let me see a waddle. Let me see a waddle, baby.
Like that,
Yes.
like Jalen Wild's gonna be a wide receiver one if that man gets
Tell
down.
him
And
to
you know what?
waddle. Tell him to waddle his ass out of there, man.
He's gonna
Dolphins
like,
poverty.
you know, and who knows how many? He's got more children than receiving yards at this point. But
All right, now we're moving on to the real stuff.
the
You
hot,
ready? You ready?
yeah.
They told me bust out my AP. Perfect timing. Shador Sanders. Is he a starting caliber NFL quarterback? You want my answer first?
I think I'll go first. I think he will, but it's not going to be in Cleveland. I thought about it for a while. I think Shador was good, but it's because he had Travis Hunter in college. You know, Hunter's a two-way. Shador, you know, he had the whole hype train, Dion. You know, this is the first full season without Dion now. And Shiloh's in Tampa. But I feel like I think Shador is good, but you have to look at Cleveland Brown quarterbacks. I feel like it's like a death sentence because any quarterback I feel like that goes to Cleveland absolutely sucks. Any single, and you know, Deshaun, I mean, Cleveland had Baker Mayfield 5 years ago and led them to a playoff, only to trade him away for someone that caught 30 civil lawsuits right after and multiple suspensions and eating up a bunch of your salary that you could have used on other players. Deshaun Watson, I think, is a huge disappointment in Cleveland. And then you look at that whole quarterback room in Cleveland. You got five quarterbacks. We don't know who's going to start. We don't even know what's going to happen. And I say five now because, yeah, I think Trent Hutley. The Browns are just like a quarterback death sentence. And Mayfield's the only one that came out of it alive. I mean, Joe Flacco's played 20 plus years. He's going to retire soon. Kenny Pickett, is he even good? I don't think he is. Dylan Gabriel, that name, I heard recently report that his name came up with a couple of trade offers. He could be the one on the move. And then you have Shador, and then you have Hutley. Hutley, I think, just a fill-in. Shador could possibly move up. I think Dylan Gabriel could be the one that gets traded, but I don't think so. I just think the whole Cleveland quarterback, it's just a complete disaster, and it's like a mess.
Yeah.
And no one's going to clean it up because they're all going to suck. And then you look at the Browns. You got to play the Steelers every year. You got to play the Ravens every year. You got to play the
Hard
Bengals
division.
every year.
Hard
That's
division.
like 6 losses right there. And who the hell's going to throw the ball? Anyone? I know. And if that O-line is worse, oh, good luck. Good luck. I think if Shador, I think he's good, but he needs to get the hell out of Cleveland because I think he's being set up to fail. I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he should be starting in Cleveland. I think he should be starting somewhere else.
Are you ready for me?
Go ahead.
I completely disagree with your statement. Completely. I think Shador's only chance of starting in the NFL is with the Cleveland Browns. You want to know why? Because he's the only serviceable QB on his roster. You got Joe Flacco, 90 years old. Get him in a retirement home.
I mean, he's going to be in Cleveland eventually.
You got Mr. Small Hands, Kenny Pickett. Sucks.
Small hands.
You got Tyler Huntley, made the Pro
Fill
Bowl
in
as a
spot,
backup QB.
as I called it.
And then you had Dylan. Why did they draft Dylan Gabriel?
That's what I said. I'm like, why would they think that's my problem? They took 2 quarterbacks. You wasted a draft pick.
Literally wasted, and there's no
I literally
reason.
said it. Like,
There's no reason to have 5
they
QB.
drafted him.
First,
I knew
wait,
it was bad.
But first they traded for Kenny Pickett too. They made a trade for Pickett. They also drafted 2 QBs, and then they just signed one. It makes no sense whatsoever.
The whole room doesn't make any sense.
But this is what I'm saying. Shador is going to start for the Cleveland Browns, but he's not good. He's an overrated prospect. Like you said, he was in the perfect situation to succeed. He had Travis Hunter, generational talent. He had his father as the head coach. He was in the perfect situation to succeed. And now he's in the real NFL where he's a cocky son of a boo, cocky, and he thinks who he is.
And he
Meanwhile,
already got a speeding ticket too, by the way.
yeah, meanwhile he's drafted what, fifth round?
Fifth
Sixth round?
round.
Yeah, he's drafted in the fifth round. Like
Fell.
you're not him. The only chance he has to start in the NFL is on the Browns because any other team is not putting up with him. They're not putting up with his off the field shenanigans, and he's not good enough to start on any other
I
team.
mean, Mel Kiper even said like he was supposed to be like the number one draft pick, and then he fell off a bridge. I
There's a
mean,
reason he fell. He doesn't have the arm strength.
he's too Hollywood.
And he doesn't have the arm strength. He runs around when he's under pressure. He takes terrible sacks. He took one in the preseason, terrible on fourth down. He threw it away, but he was running around in circles. And
I,
here's the thing. Yes, he had a good week one preseason. Wasn't great. Yes, he had a good one. Kenny Pickett was one of the best preseason QBs last year or 2 years ago when he was on the Steelers. And he freaking sucked.
but he was a Pittsburgh Steelers.
The preseason means nothing. It means nothing. You're playing backups. Wait till Shadur has to play TJ Watt, has to play the Ravens in Baltimore.
He's likely going to the hospital if he plays one of them.
He's gonna
But
be rattled. He's gonna be rattled. He's gonna be running around like a freaking chicken without a head.
running for his life.
He's not an NFL starting QB, and it's sad to say because I loved him. I loved him in college, love his song, but he's
I
not.
think it's the
You know,
Hollywood thing too, though.
no one
Like
wants to, and also no one wants. If he's not going to start, no one wants a backup QB with all the media attention that he brings.
the baggage
E-
too.
Yes, everyone's gonna. Oh, why isn't Shadur starting? Oh, why is Shadur on the bench? Is Shadur pouting? The media's gonna be all in Shadur's ass, and no one wants to deal with that as an organization. This is the NFL. This isn't college. This isn't where you could be a kid. You could be
And
popularity.
it's not
No,
like College Game Day is going to be there every Saturday to watch you play. That
no.
too.
This is the big leagues, and you have to be a big. You have to be a man.
Well,
You have to be
true.
a big boy. You have to grow up. And he hasn't grown up yet. He did the same antics in preseason that he did in college.
Could be
He didn't
Johnny
grow up.
Manziel.
I could see that, but he's not as good as Manziel.
Oh
Manziel did
no,
have talent.
Manziel's
Shadur
a
does
Heisman
not have the
winner.
talent. He does not have the talent. And I don't think he's going to start any. I think he's going to be one of the media guys. What would have been? I could. You want to know what I could compare him to?
I think he has bus label too. I think he has that.
Lamelo Ball. Popular,
No,
popular family with no skill. LaMelo Ball. Oh no, not LaMelo. My fault. LiAngelo.
sorry.
LiAngelo Ball. I could compare him to LiAngelo
Okay,
Ball.
that's fair. Because
That's what I meant. I'm
Leangelo,
sorry.
I
Okay.
mean, that man was like
No, that's what I can see.
the
The
minute he
popu
shoplifted in China was the day his career went down the drain. And I
Yes,
even watched it on the Facebook. I remember like in high school watching all the Facebook. It was on
he has the
Facebook
name,
Watch, all the episodes, and the crazy things behind the scenes with the Ball family. It was like,
but that's what it is. Shadur has the name, but he doesn't have the talent and doesn't have the maturity, just like LiAngelo Ball. So that's why I think he will never start in the
except,
NFL unless it's for the Cleveland Browns, a poverty organization.
I mean, that is true. I mean, and then again, though, I mean, the Angel Ball shoplifted in a foreign country. Shador Sanders is averaging probably like a couple speeding tickets. Stealing from a foreign country is a bigger deal than
Yeah, no,
speeding tickets.
I'm not saying what they did off the court. I'm saying similar situations where LiAngelo Ball, people thought he was going to the pros. He was
I
in
didn't
a,
think so either.
he's in a famous family. He has media all over him, and he didn't have the maturity. Same thing with Shadur, media all over him, famous family, doesn't have the maturity. So that's why I'm comparing the two.
I mean, it is a good comparison too, though. I mean, hey, if he does start well in Cleveland, hey, so be it. But
Let me
I
see the
think he still
Shadur. Let me
needs
see the
somewhere else.
Shadur. Let me see the Shadur. Let me see the Shadur. Let me see the wrist. Let me see the wrist. Oh my, holy
Yeah,
shit, he's
I'm
busting.
about to get blasted by the
He's
viewers for that
busting
one,
that
but
shit, man.
all
Last but
right.
not least, your boy
Oh,
out of
this is
Ole
my
Miss.
topic.
Your boy out of Ole Miss, the dart. Threw
This
a
is my
dart. The
this
dart
is
threw a dart. The dart threw a dart.
You want to know what's
What?
funny? I saw a video today about Dart. You know what he said in the video?
What?
There's two things. One thing I saw, he's looking at like a $10 million penthouse and he signed like a $17 million contract. This one's pretty funny. He said, "What the fuck is an easy pass?"
Oh, I saw that. I
That
did see
one,
that.
that one was funny. I was
You
like,
gotta get used
"Welcome
to it,
to."
man.
You
Welcome to the
got used
club.
to New York traffic, man, because you're in New York. You're in the biggest market in the NFL, and it's the New York Giants, not the
But
Jets. Sorry, a
here's the
team with
question.
Super Bowls is the big time market. I don't care what any viewer in the fucking comments says. The Giants run New York City.
But
The
here's
Jets
the
have been
question.
suffering for 50 years.
Here's the question.
Go ahead.
Is Jackson Dart the future of the New York Giants? Do you want him to be your future franchise QB? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why?
Okay. We suffered 100 million plus we had Daniel Jones suffrage for 4 years.
Bust.
This was not, and I said to many people, Daniel Jones was not Brian Dable's guy. Joe Sheehan did not draft Daniel Jones. Brian Dable was not going to want Daniel Jones as his quarterback. I knew from the beginning it was bad. And God bless Dwayne Haskins, because that's why I wanted to be a New York Giant. But they chose because, oh, the Manning connection. Yeah, you know what? Maybe
Yeah.
Eli should stay out of draft conversations. But Jackson Dart is Brian Dable's quarterback. I mean, that's if Dable lasts. Joe Sheehan got Abdul Carter with the third pick, and Jackson Dart traded up to get him. Excellent draft day by the Giants to get Jackson Dart. I mean, Jackson Dart also played in the toughest college football conference, the SEC. That conference is no joke. You're playing Alabama every year. You're playing Georgia every year. You're probably playing Texas. You're probably playing Oklahoma. Those are caliber college football teams. Those are the teams you look at like, oh, they're going to win the whole thing. Jackson Dart also, from what Dable said, has shades of Josh Allen. Josh Allen. And who developed Allen in Buffalo? Brian Dable. I think Russell Wilson, I don't want to start him right away, though. Got to give him some time to learn, And you don't want to put him against like Mahomes in week 3, because then I'll have a heart attack on Sunday night watching him play the Kansas City defense. But I think Dart, and you know what? There's something about the Giants and Ole Miss quarterbacks. Who was our last guy that came out of Ole Miss that played for the Giants? Eli Manning. And he won us 2 Super Bowls. I think Jackson Dart in the future, not right now, maybe we could see a Giants Kansas City Super Bowl in the future. And maybe he could be the one that dethrones Patrick Mahomes, like how Eli did to Tom Brady. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself because that's just mockery and, it's way too early to call. But yes, Jackson Dart, QB1, New York Giants in the future, 100%.
You wanna know what I gotta say?
Go ahead.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. You wanna know why?
Why?
He's gotta show me more. Because I've seen glimpses of success. I've seen glimpses of greatness. I saw him beat Georgia, tough team.
I mean, he beat Georgia. I mean, come
But
on. That's like one of the
but
best in the country.
but I also see him throw away the game against Florida the last week of the season. I've seen glimpses of greatness. I've seen glimpses of terribleness. I've seen him lose games that he should have won. I've seen him win games that he should have lost. But I don't know. You're telling me if your team has the worst record in the league, you have the number 1 overall pick, you're not taking Arch Manning because of Jackson Dart? You
Hold
got
on.
He has to
Hold
show us
on.
something. Wait,
Hold
I ain't
on.
done. I ain't done. He has to show us something. He's in a hard situation. The line's not the best. He's a backup right now. Russell Wilson's a starter. He has Jameis Winston there. He can learn. But he's not a proven product.
I'm
He
not
needs to
starting him right away.
succeed. He needs to succeed. Preseason week 1, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Show me more. He played against backups. Kenny Pickett was dying in preseason. He's not the definite future yet. Ole Miss, yeah, Ole Miss. Eli Manning, yeah. Show me your Eli Manning before you say it.
Okay, he is.
He's got to prove it.
I
He's
just
got to
think that
prove it. He's got to prove it. I'm sick of all these Giants fans. Yo, Dark's the answer. Dark's him.
I'm not
Dark's
saying
him. No,
start him
no,
right
I'm not saying
away. Give
you.
him
I'm
some
not saying
time.
you. I'm not saying you. I'm saying the people in the media. saying all this stuff about Dart over one preseason game.
Well, I think
If
the
I
media doesn't know what they're talking about half
if
the
I
time.
if I if I if I was going off preseason, Kenny Pickett would be a Hall of Famer for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hall
Okay,
of Famer, that's big.
look, we gotta slow it down and be like, you know what? It was preseason week one. It was against a team that allowed every other QB to score on them. Every other QB scored. Tommy Cutlet scored on them. So let's slow it down.
You gotta keep the
Um,
video for the Sopranos references
yeah.
and the
So let's
Italian.
slow it down. Let's progress. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And you're telling me I'm gonna have a question. I have a question for you right now.
Go
If you
ahead.
have the top overall pick, you're not taking Arch Manning because you have Jackson Dart. Yes or no?
See, here's my problem with that. Let's just take a little rewind back in time to how the Mannings handled the NFL draft. Archie played in New Orleans. Good fit. Peyton wanted to go to Indianapolis. He wanted to go there. They were okay with it. Then Denver in the long run, but that's all right. Where was Eli Manning supposed to go originally? San Diego. He didn't want to go to San Diego. Archie didn't want him to go to San Diego. They wanted New York. Maybe Arch Manning might not want to go to New York because you have to remember, Eli dealt with the New York media for 19 years. Peyton, Arch, it's the family legacy. I feel like the Mannings themselves, they always play, I think they play the pick and choose game of where they would want to go. I mean, and you have to think too, Arch might not even be going to the draft next year. I think Archie said that he might stay another year at Texas, but
The biggest lie
Arch,
ever.
I think it's the biggest lie ever too, because I think Arch is going to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. He's going to be, and Texas #1 going into the season. But I just think they always, because they say it happens every year. Someone might pull an Eli Manning. It might happen. It might not happen. You never know what could happen. And it's the NFL draft. Remember, Jacksonville, no one thought they were going to trade up from 5 to 2 to get Hunter. I thought Travis Hunter was going to be a Cleveland Brown. And remember, that trade could backfire on the Jaguars because if let's say the Browns have a bad season, Browns could be picking second overall next April because of them. Not many people remember that. They traded their first round pick next year to Cleveland. That could play a role in Jacksonville getting 2 stars, depending on how everything goes. Or no, not Jackson, excuse me, Cleveland. No, Jacksonville. Oh my God, I keep getting these two mixed up now.
It's a
But like,
long episode.
it depends on the situation because we're not going to know what happens. Maybe we could see remember when Arizona had Josh Rosen and they flipped the collar right away? I don't know if it's going to be one of those. Could the coach is Dable going to last maybe? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he will because of how bad the Giants' schedule is.
Well, what
But
Dart has going for him is he has a true wide receiver one. He's
yes,
a stud in Neighbors.
love neighbors.
He has a Hall of Fame QB to learn from.
Russell
Um,
Wilson.
he
And he's
has
got
a
James Winston as long
yes,
as he doesn't teach him how to grow up an Uber driver
he has another good QB to learn from, James Winston. Even though he throws 90,000 interceptions,
and
he
grow up to
has
Uber drivers.
he has a great young running back, one of the best college running backs I've seen play in Cam Scatterbo. He had a
Yeah,
great college
love
playoff.
Scattaboo.
He
I
almost
see the
he
tape.
almost
He's really
he
good.
almost beat Texas by himself. Um,
Nah, that's all right. We give him the pass on Texas.
no, I'm saying he almost won by himself though. A running back
Yeah, of
almost won the
course.
game for him. So the Giants have a promising future. Dart's just got to show me, man. He's got to show me more. He's got to show me that heart. He's got to show me that soul.
I
And
mean, could come out of nowhere and win on Sunday night against I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but, week 3 for
I
Kansas
can see
City,
him.
that'd be crazy upset if that happens.
He's got to make the most of his opportunity, and so I wouldn't jump the gun and say he's the future, but he's not the future.
You
It's
got to give him
maybe
time.
exactly. You gotta
Like, Mahomes
see
had a year to learn, and then
everyone. The best QBs
the
take a
best,
year
yeah.
off, and that's how it should be in this
Not
NFL.
there. It's just, I think it's going to happen, just not quite yet.
All right, and with
But,
that, I think we're done. I think we're done
yeah,
with
it's
the
episode 1.
yeah.
And then the
We'll